Hello my friends, welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019. This is Jennifer. I am coming to you from my garage today, as I promised previously. I will be in here probably till January because my sewing room is being used as a guest room. I do have a couple small things to share. It's actually more than I expected because I got some mail, but first of all, I want to share one thing that I did. You guys probably already know that I've been doing some quilting. I quilted 2 quilts for Jules that I mailed to her, and she's already bound, and she showed those in her video, I think last week, and then I quilted another one for her, which I've mailed to her. Now I am quilting some of my stuff. So I did do one of my projects from our quilt retreat, our Sandbox Sisters quilt retreat that we had in the beginning of November, and this was one of the small quilts, small quilt tops that I showed you guys. This doesn't have a binding yet, so it's not really done, but I did get it quilted. I did a large meander on it with the little swirls here and there, which is kind of my new favorite. Meander's always really been my favorite, but I've been adding a little swirl here and there, and I like that a lot. These were all orphan blocks. Some of them came from Susan. I think some of them I might have one in here from Rainy. This was actually the center of a larger block that was kind of lopsided that I had for probably 10 years, and I think I might have bought this one. I don't remember. I think it came out of a bag of blocks that I bought years and years ago. There was just a bunch of random stuff in a bag. It was like a grab bag. And this was the last one, but it had been floating around because it had a border on it, but it was really wonky. And I ended up just squaring it up to a much smaller size. And that's literally just the center of the block. I cut away like maybe 2.5 inches around just to make it nice and square. So anyway, this one is quilted, and I put this sweet little like butterfly moth type fabric on the back, and that's probably what I will also use for the binding. Speaking of orphan blocks, I got some in the mail from Barb. She sent me blocks before, and she sent me some more. I got some from her right before retreat, and I took them on retreat with me, and it's actually quite a few. So got some really cute things in orphan blocks that'll go in. And every once in a while, it's usually about twice a year, I go through all of my orphan blocks and I resort them so that they're kind of in sets. And that's how I make these so quickly, is because I've already sorted the blocks, and then I pull a bag and then I just make a quilt out of it. The last little thing I have to show you, it was a surprise from Paige. Paige used to do Talk to Me Tuesday. She actually did one in April during our anniversary month. She sent me a 10-inch wool pressing mat, and it came with no name and no notes, so I didn't know who it came from. So I actually had it for a couple days before I posted it to ask where it came from. And I want to say an extra special thank you to Paige for sending this, because this will be especially useful since I am sort of limited on my space right now, and I'm sewing and pressing in a smaller area. So thank you, Paige, for that. I really do appreciate it. Our Rankin Bass event wrapped up on Fandom and Stitches last week. We had a lot of new wonderful designs. Our next event on Fandom and Stitches is not going to start until January. I'm not planning a Sew Hooked event right now just because I have too much other stuff on my plate. Our very own Jeannie designed the next quilt along, the one that starts in January. That's her Kingdom Hearts quilt along, which I'm really excited for. It's actually something that my kids played a lot growing up, so I am very familiar with Kingdom Hearts. And I say growing up, they still play it, and they're in their 20s, so my kids still play Kingdom Hearts. Anyway, so excited about that because it looks great. The quilts are going to be amazing, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. But that doesn't start until the end of January. Yesterday was my youngest kid's birthday. He is 22 now, and it's super weird. It's still super weird to have only adult children, but I love it. I couldn't be more proud of my 2 kids, and I'm extremely pleased that I got to spend a whole week, actually a little bit more than a week, almost a week and a half with him for Thanksgiving break, because he left as soon as he could and went back as late as he could. And so I got him for a week and a half, and then we had a day with he and my daughter and her boyfriend were here, and Sarah was here, and that was really nice, and that was our Thanksgiving. My husband and I were delighted to have our house so full, and it was super fun. Everyone who was celebrating Thanksgiving, I hope you had a nice time. I hope you got to see family, and I hope you guys are staying crafty. I do have a project lined up for probably today or tomorrow. My daughter put up her first full-size, not tabletopper Christmas tree, and she needs a tree skirt. So fortunately, I already have some Christmas fabric. I'm going to go through that later today, and I'm going to use the tree skirt that my mom made for me when I was maybe 21, and I'm going to use that as the template so that she has a tree skirt that her mom made for her. So that's it. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful crafty week, and I will see you next week. Bye.